my understanding is that you are seeking my advice on how to handle the sessions with your patients in a way which is consistent with your interest in the truth.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. I think the first thing to understand is that techniques, psychological techniques, are not going to be sufficient. Because they remain within the mind, and the mind is like a closed room. In which there is no light entering. It's a closed room with walls all over, no windows. And what is needed, and what is really the agent of the cure, if you will, is the light of love, of happiness, of freedom, of absence of lack, of ease of being, of effortlessness. And in fact, it is only to the extent that these qualities are alive and present in the therapist that they can be communicated to the patient. Nobody in their right mind would go expecting lessons on happiness from a guy who is depressed. And when the patient comes, the guy says, you know, life sucks. I've bought a gun and every night I contemplate. Every night I play Russian roulette. You see, that's not a good idea to choose a therapist like that, even if he's board certified and he has a diploma, he's an Oxford graduate and he has a PhD from Cambridge, right, or whatever. You know, that's not a good idea, right? I think a very simple peasant, right, who is just a happy camper, would do a better job as a therapist just taking walks with this guy, you know, in nature, you know, thinking about nothing, you know, looking at the flowers, at the sky and cracking jokes would be a much better therapy than hanging out with this depressed academic, right? So, in other words, when you understand this as a therapist, you understand that your diploma, everything you have studied is of no value, of no real value. That's important. Zero real value. All this analysis and stuff, if you have studied it, yeah, that's fine, you can use it. Other people, they don't need to go to college to understand psychology. They learn it in life, you know, through their relation at work with people, relationships, etc. Parents, children. So, but if you want to do it like that, that's fine too. It's a little theoretical. At some point, you have to go to the lab of life to understand it really. But ultimately, what it boils down to is how happy you are. Have you found inner peace? Have you found absence of lack? Have you found autonomy? You see, and to the extent that you have found it, then you can see your patients. And then it's very relaxing because you don't have to apply any strategy. You don't have to think, oh, what is the trauma in their childhood that I have to discover? Let's take a trip down memory lane. Please, lay down on this sofa and I am going to listen to you for 10 years, twice a week. My rate is $100 an hour. No, that is not going to work. There is no need for a trip down memory lane. You just be what you are, and your patient is whatever he or she is. You're there, you meditate. You don't even need to pay attention to what they are saying, because your attention has to be multidimensional. If they say something which is relevant, which is important, automatically it will grab your attention. And perhaps, if you are not listening at that moment to what they are saying, it's because it was not relevant, it was not important, it was just the usual stuff coming from the past. Nothing to it. But at the point you are going to, your attention will be grabbed by a change in the face, a look, a desperate look, seeking help, seeking love, or a cloud passing by, a cloud of sadness, a cloud, things that they don't teach you in your master's degree graduate courses. And that's when a spontaneous response will come from you. Something you say or something you don't say. The tone of your voice or nothing. Just a silence which is welcoming, which is soothing, which is loving. You see, and the beauty is this effortlessness. The beauty is that then, when you go to meet your patients, it's not going to be a chore, but you are going to be looking forward to it if it is your vocation, if it was really what you were meant to do. That we don't know until we try it, right? And then you find out. But if it is your vocation, you'll be looking forward to meeting your patients, because they will put you, they will throw you into this meditation. So then you will feel gratitude towards them, you know. You will tell them thank you for coming, you know, and in addition, paying me for that. You see? And then don't worry about, you know, taking notes about what was the most relevant during the session. Some people, they feel they have to do that, you know, in America. In order not to be sued, they need to take a record of what was the most relevant things that were said. Don't worry about that. Just fill this paper in 10 seconds by writing the last thing you have been discussing. You see what I mean? Your diploma, they will be on the wall. They will be good to look at. They will be reassuring for your patients that you have the credential, and they will enable you to bill the insurance. So in that sense, they are useful.